Okay. Good evening. Please rise for our invocation, which will be followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. Father, we again thank you for this great day and for this opportunity, Father, to be here tonight. We thank you for the safe travels that we've had to be able to get here. Father, we just thank you so much again for your many blessings, the natural beauty that we have here, Father, the nice Turkey Creek Nature Preserve, the folks that are working to take care of that. We just want to thank you for that again. Father, we ask that you would be with those that are not feeling well tonight. Please help them to be able to feel better. We ask, Father, that you would continue to be with our first responders and the law enforcement folks that protect us. Again, give us wisdom tonight as we discuss the people's business, and give us the insight to make wise decisions. We ask all this in your name.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. I don't know if I silenced my own phone, so I would encourage others to please do the same for us here. Mayor Cochran's not feeling 100% tonight, so he asked if I'd take over as Mayor Pro Tem, so I'll be leading the meeting tonight the best I can. I would like to now call for a roll call vote.
Councilor Irvin?
Here.
Councilor Walker?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Roberts?
Here.
Councilor Churchwell?
Here.
Councilor Kirkland?
Here.
Excellent. So the next thing we have in order is the approval of the minutes from our March 2nd meeting, the reading and the approval of those minutes.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve the March 2nd minutes as approve the reading and of the minutes as written.
It's a lot when we combine those things together on there.
I'm
on that
get
thing.
it out.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments on those minutes? Everything look good, folks?
Didn't see anything.
Okay. All right. All in favor of approving those, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The minutes are approved unanimously. All right, we're going to move on to the committee chair reports, and first up, and the one and only, will be Ms. Irving to discuss our financial situation.
Yes, I would like to offer a motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $72,239.54.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
The print got a little bit smaller, but I still like the amount better than I did the one from 2 meetings ago. So, Councilor Irvin, is there anything that needs to be highlighted on that?
Highlights, we're paying our IT bill, which is about $6,000. And then also, I think that's our consultant, that's for another $6,000. And those are the only two.
Okay, so is that one, Madam Clerk, is that one of those is the Borland Benefield, that's our audit
auditors.
report, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Not consultant audit,
Okay.
sorry.
Everything else is pretty much routine
And we paid our lights.
operations. The lights are on, we can
Yeah,
tell that
we
that's
got our
always a good
lights.
thing on that right there. Okay, any other questions or anything about that?
No,
Good.
no.
Okay. All right, all in favor of accepting and paying these bills, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're going to pay the bills, Madam Clerk. Let's see here. Next, let's move on to enhancements. Councilor Kirkland, I understand that you want to talk about City Fest, the dates, and
Yes.
perhaps anybody that knows how to cook.
Oh, yes. Our City Fest will be April 29th from 10 to 2 at the Bicentennial Park. And I urge everyone to come out. We always have a lot of people that show up and have a lot of fun, a lot of games, and just a lot of fun for family. And we are also asking anyone that has a food truck or knows someone that has a food truck would like to participate and make some money, then just call City Hall and talk to Eric or Chris. So just leave word to have them call you back.
So if anybody's out visiting one of these food trucks and their food's good, ask them if they might be interested in coming out to Pinson and expanding their market perhaps a little bit on the 29th. We'd like to see that. Okay, you also we want to have some discussion concerning Veterans Day and the Christmas Parade.
Yes,
We're getting a good start on this Christmas thing. It's
that's right. This year, our Veterans Day, are we gonna vote for, have a luncheon and all tonight, or how are we gonna do this?
Oh,
Just-
well,
I think just
Do it
setting the
later?
date.
It's just
Yeah.
Okay,
just
just the date,
normal
okay.
thing.
We're gonna have our Veterans Day, we'll celebrate Veterans Day on November the 10th from 11 to 1. And I think it will probably would be at the Rock School again. And we encourage all the veterans you're invited, you'll have a good, just come and have a good time. And also, we've decided, set our Christmas parade date for December the 5th at 6 o'clock. And if it rains, we will have it on the 7th. So we want to be first this year. So we encourage everyone to participate and get a float and win first place.
so I'd like for us to vote on selecting these dates. Let council go ahead and put their approval on these dates. Yeah, again, as she just mentioned, we wanted to get some entertainment and stuff lined up, and some of these acts booked very far in advance, and sometimes the VIPs book very far in advance on the parades, although we didn't really miss those VIPs last year. I thought we still had a great time, so it was their loss because everybody else showed up for the parade. But anyway, we do want to go ahead and get those set, so I'm going to take her recommendation there in the form of a motion. Is there a second on those dates?
Second.
Motion and a second. So any other discussion on that?
Question for the council,
Okay.
just for the Christmas, do we possibly want to give the school a week? Because I do know we set the date last year. We kind of clashed with the choir performance and some other things, and we all agreed on it, when it was all said and done. But do we want to just check with them to give them a week to see, or to make sure that on their schedule as they're planning out the school year that we don't pick the same dates?
So if, of course, I don't know whether or not, the staffing may change, or, they probably don't set stuff till their new school year starts. What I'd suggest we do is pick these dates. Let's get with the school and let them know, try to let them know. And if they already are like, oh, no, that's the big state conventions that week, then we could come back and make an
We
adjustment.
can make, yeah.
We're doing this early enough that we have time to make those adjustments.
Yeah, they can move
so-
that state convention.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're absolutely right.
But, yeah, if they have flexibility, hopefully they can put our parade at the head of the lines for a change. Okay, good question. Anything down there? No good. All right, all in favor of selecting those two dates for those events, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And we've got those dates set. We have the only old business, I don't know that this really would be old business, I was going to share this at the end, but it would be our Shred-a-thon event that will be held on March the 25th, which is a week from Saturday, from 9 to noon here at City Hall. So if we're doing these 4 times a year now, so if you've got you're having your opportunity, or if you've got some of those documents that need to be shredded that you don't want to just have the neighborhood folks just pilfering through, feel free to bring them on down from 9 to 12. The shredding machine will be here on site, and you guys can take care of that. And that's a public service we provide, so you don't have to bring your pocketbook too. So let's see. Let's move on to new business. First off, we've got an ordinance for the acceptance of credit cards.
Yes, I would like to offer an ordinance for the acceptance of credit cards for our services throughout the city.
Okay, is there a second for that?
Second.
Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, can I call for unanimous consent to consider this ordinance?
Counselor Irvin,
Yes.
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Roberts.
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell,
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland.
Yes.
Okay, so what we've got here, Mr. Walker, did you want to talk about while we're doing this or anything, or do we want Eric, Mr. Winfrey to come up and speak?
Eric has a little more detail, but if you come on up, Eric, and in case anybody has any questions.
This is one of the things that, I think is important for the city to be able to, progress forward and provide more services, more efficient services to our people, and not only that, but help us operate more efficiently too. Eric, you want to elaborate on that just a little bit?
When we set out to change our software, we wanted to incorporate all of our credit card payments that would talk to our system so that we didn't have to make journal entries. It eliminates the error factor. So as we progressed through this implementation, we found out that we needed to contract with a credit card provider or we had to have that venue set or those people that link put in place. And so we got one that would communicate with our Tyler software, which is BridgePay, and the provider is AMS Core through Merrick Bank. We had legal go through this, so actually it's really bringing us into the 21st century. We'll be able to provide online payments. We'll be able to, it'll be on the website as well as here at all of our facilities, and it will send that information in a batch back to our general ledger and our revenue clerk, and they'll be able to disperse this, and it will disperse to the line item accounts as it's being paid. So we're pretty excited. It's really gonna, we're steps away, don't get me wrong. We still got a race to run, but this really will help streamline everything we're able to offer for our citizens. We didn't have this available, period. We didn't have this available. We didn't even have fillable forms online. We do now. They can fill these forms out online, email it to us. So it's a great thing. It really is. It really is exciting.
So my understanding, Eric, is that in order to be, it's been recommended by legal and by the folks that do these things, for us to have a separate bank account that would now be appearing, and this ordinance would allow us to legally be able to open up this new bank account that would only be used by this particular service, would not grant them access to our regular accounts. Is that correct?
When legal got involved with the contract, he suggested that we have a pass-through account, which is the revenue that would come into that account, and some of those charges that might stem from it or a return would only come from that particular account and would not subject us to put our general ledger account or our general, that's not correct. General fund operating account at risk, and which is a great idea. In order for us to create that account, we have to have this ordinance, because we can't just willy-nilly go create an account. That would mean without any checks and balances. That means that we could create one anytime we wanted. So that's not the way it works. And the law dictates this. The state of Alabama law dictates this. So Mr. Black, our hand Arundel are excellent at handling those things for us. And so this was his recommendation. So this is why we need this ordinance to put this in motion. And we're really, we're waiting on this ordinance, and in a week or so we'll be live. We're ready. We have the equipment already. So it's just a matter of time. You guys.
Excellent. So were there any other comments from you guys?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So basically, this ordinance will put together we will begin to accept the credit cards. It will allow the clerk and the mayor to open an account at the bank for being able to do this, and any other activities to make this thing fully functional, as Eric just described. So we've got unanimous consent, so Madam Clerk, can I have a roll call vote on this ordinance?
Counselor Irvin?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell?
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland?
Yes.
Okay, that ordinance passes as 2023-08. Excellent. So let's see, Mr. Walker, I believe you also wanted to talk to us a little bit about the Turkey Creek Nature Preserve, and I'm going to go ahead and ask. We've got some special guests that we'll suspend the rules for them to let them come up and address the council. Tell us a little bit about the exciting things going on over there. But Mr. Walker.
Yes, I'd like to offer a resolution to contract with, or I guess it's not a contract, but it's an adjustment of our agreement from Birmingham Southern College to Ruffner Mountain to manage our Turkey Creek Nature Preserve. And Carly and Charles are here to talk a little bit about that. So if you would, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, so we have a motion here on this. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second here on this. So I'm going to suspend the rules for a little bit and let our resident experts here tell us a little bit about the exciting things going on, and then we'll move on with the paperwork, so to speak.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I appreciate you guys letting us talk with you just for a moment. This is Carly Sanford. She's the Executive Director at Ruffner Mountain. And we have partnered with Ruffner Mountain for many years. And with the kind of impending troubles that Birmingham Southern's been facing, we certainly wanted to make sure that our operation was going to kind of continue and we would be able to provide the same opportunities for the public to come out and enjoy Turkey Creek, along with our education programs. Being able to continue those was really important. So we partnered with Ruffner to work out a solution where we could continue to move forward and kind of move a little bit away from Birmingham Southern in that. So I'm going to let Carly speak a little bit about that.
Yes, so this actually is something we started working on about 2 years ago. This is a piece of a bigger picture. And myself, the Rolled from Birmingham Southern, and the director at Red Mountain Park have been working on a solution because currently in Jefferson County, the county does not provide any funding to any of the regional green spaces, and those are the 3 large acreage green spaces. So we've moved along, we've gotten a long way since then. They have committed money that will be released when we finish fundraising the full amount, and all these funds are going to go to help support the operations, improve staffing, security, facility maintenance, all of the things that would normally be provided through a Parks and Rec department of the county that we don't have. So we're working on a new solution. So this is a piece of an amazing, it's really good news for Pinson and Turkey Creek, Ruffner, and the folks out in West Jefferson County near Red Mountain, because it's going to increase funding for these green spaces. And in the meantime, this seemed like a really good fit to keep everything stable, keep things stable at Turkey Creek. Ruffner Mountain has been a nonprofit since 1977 in running the space that we have. So, and there's a lot of similar goals and alignment with education and access to the natural world, and we're just so thankful for y'all's support in this project and keeping everything moving. So, any other questions?
So essentially nothing is going to change except the management of the
Right now,
park. So
It's-
that's awesome.
yes. Hopefully, it should just be more positives that you see over the coming years as we work through this together, because it's really taken a joint effort and education with our county commissioners and funders around how to better support these spaces for the public, for the people who live here, for the citizens and visitors, and quality of life.
Well, we know that, Birmingham Southern's working through some difficulties and stuff, and the last thing we want to see is, have a sign go up over on the gate saying, sorry, Turkey Creek's been closed for the foreseeable future. And so this will provide a seamless operation no matter what's going on with the school. People shouldn't see any interruptions at all. Of course, Charles is a extremely well-known personality here in the community, so anybody who's been over to Turkey Creek has gotten to know him over the years, and does an excellent job over there. We do not want Turkey Creek going back to what it was before y'all and Birmingham Southern took over, because unfortunately it had been spoiled by misuse and illegal dumping and other things over there, and right now it's just a beautiful location. So it's great to see that it's going to still be in good hands.
It's certainly bittersweet. Birmingham Southern has put in many years of hard work to make this work, and we would definitely not be where we're at without all of the contributions that Birmingham Southern's made. They've been incredibly supportive in this transition throughout, and it's kind of sad to have to leave Birmingham Southern at this point, but it's going to be very good for Turkey Creek.
Well, I'm assuming, should the school be able to continue those programs, I'm assuming that they'd still be more than welcome to come out and hold classes and do events and things out there at that. So it really should be a win-win all the way around for them. And we certainly appreciate all they've done. We appreciate y'all's interest in stepping up and partnering with us in this regard. John, did any of y'all have any questions or comments?
No, I just think that it has turned out real well compared to what it could have happened.
Oh, yeah.
And then we just continue with the payment that we've been Happy Charles with for the last several years. So I think that's an ongoing thing that's good.
Charles, they're changing the oil out in your truck and all that sort of jazz? Or?
They do. Eric's very supportive
Okay.
in many different ways.
Well, we were proud to be able to get you a truck that, had fenders and everything on it here a few years back. So we know we kind of gave you a hand-me-down to begin with, but it's nice to get you something a little nicer.
Oh, it's a great truck.
Great. Well, we do get to see it in the parade. So Charles is always faithful about making sure that we see it in the parade. Of course, it's always seen over at the park, but the regular public gets to see it a little bit more out on the parade. So it's really nice. Well, that's great. I really appreciate you guys coming and sharing all this with us tonight, and look forward to working with y'all again in the future. Assuming these guys agree with this ordinance or this resolution we're fixing to take up. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll reinstate the rules at this time. So we've got the resolution that Mr. Walker put on the table. Again, basically just outlining it covers the payment to Ruffner Mountain that would cover the director over at Turkey Creek's payment. It also covers would authorize the mayor to enter into a ground lease agreement with the folks at Ruffner Mountain, because we own the land that the pavilion sits on over there, and obviously we would, as owners of that, they would want to have permission to come on that facility and be able to use it. Let's see here. Also would be with a site agreement there that would actually be using the property and working with the security and that sort of thing over there. So that's pretty much what it covers on this. So we will go ahead and call for a vote. Since this is a big deal, let's just go ahead and do that to a roll call also.
Counselor Irvin,
Yes.
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Roberts.
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell,
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland. I'm
Yes.
sorry,
I thought,
Counselor Kirkland. Threw you off. I'm sorry.
Well-
did I miss that?
It's okay
That's
because
usually the last one is Mayor Cochran.
Yeah.
So,
I thought, maybe she said it before that. She's saying the mayor had to.
Ms. Kirkland is formerly a mayor of another city, so it's appropriate that she will be considered the mayor, so also. Let's see here. Let's move on now to the next, sorry. That motion approved, that resolution is approved unanimously, and it is, Madam Clerk, what's that number? again?
2308.
It is 2308. I think I've gotten these out of order here, so. Yes, 2308. Thank you. All right, so we're next going to move on. Speaking of Counselor/Mayor Kirkland, we would like to take a look at a resolution with a contract with, I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
Avenue.
Avenue, okay.
That's what I
Avenue
said.
Insights for Business License Recovery.
Right. I would like to offer the resolution for I think we're renewing the contract with Avenue Insights for Business License Discovery and Recovery.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. So it's my understanding that this is, again, we've been using this service in the past. They basically seek out businesses that may be operating in the city and have not been in contact and taking care of their required governmental permits and business licenses and things with our clerk's office. These folks basically recover, taking a percentage of the back taxes that are owed. Since there's no upfront cost by the taxpayers for this service. They have been successful in the past. We've not received any negative feedback from individuals that may have fallen underneath this particular recovery program. Let's see. I think that's pretty much the scoop on this.
Right, and the resolution number is 23-09, right?
Yeah, if we pass, yeah. All right, so we need to get unanimous consent on this particular one here, being the recovery item. So,
Counselor Irvin,
Yes.
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Roberts.
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell,
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland.
Yes.
was there any more discussion about this? Okay. That being said, I will now take just a yes or no vote on this right here. All in favor of approving this resolution, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that motion also passes unanimously, and the number is, as we just mentioned, is 2309, Resolution 2309. Okay. All right, the next thing on the list is Counselor Irving is concerning a Pinson Elementary Math and Science Night that's coming up.
Yes, I would like to offer a motion to provide Pinson Elementary $250 for the Math and Science Night to cover promotions or anything that they may need.
That's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. I saw a couple of people moving to their microphones there, so that's pretty fast. As we discussed this a bit in the pre-council meeting, Ms. Chada has been a long-term teacher up at the elementary school, and she does an excellent job in the math and science department up there. And so she doesn't come and ask us for help very often, but this is certainly a worthy event that they're holding up there, and we'd certainly be more than happy to help them out with this. So, any other comments on Science Night? It will be held on March the 23rd also, and they're having a meteorologist from ABC 3340 will also be present there too. So that's going to be a pretty big event, and we're excited about them having that there. The elementary school doesn't quite get all the hoopla and promotion that the high school and the other schools get at times, but they're certainly just as important, and we're excited that they're doing this. Okay, so I'm going to call for a vote on this. All in favor of doing this math and science assistance, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And is so moved, we will help out with the math and science. Okay, I've mentioned the Shred-a-thon event, I believe, so I think that covers everything that we had on our agenda. Is there anything else from the dais that anyone would like to bring to the council's attention?
Nope.
We had a very robust pre-council meeting. It lasted the full 45 minutes, so we covered a lot of territory here. So we're glad to have that done. At this time, we will go ahead and call for or open up for public comment. Again, if anyone would like to speak to the council, please step forward, give your name and the address where you currently reside. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. That might be extended at the discretion of the chair. Again, the comments should be directed toward the council, and it's open at this time.
Hello, Council. I'm Shantae Jordan at 6231 Summerside Circle, Pinson, Alabama. I am the fitness instructor that teaches Pilates at the Rock School. I've been here before. I met each of you. And I'm here tonight just wanting to share some opinions and also get some thoughts and advice from the council. My biggest concern is trying to figure out where do we see the program going, or if this is even called a program or a fitness program. So just really trying to figure out what is it called, what are we doing, what does the future look like for this. I have many thoughts and many ideas that I would like to share and go forward for this program, what I'm calling it a program to grow. And so my question is, the council, have you considered the health and wellness program that we're currently doing, the growth of it? What does the future of it look like? What are the expectations that you guys may have for what you're paying for?
So perhaps you could share a little bit about what's going on. I know that we've basically the city has approved. We've been assisting, and offering some classes
Right.
over, I think at the Rock School Center,
Right.
mostly is where it's taking place. Some classes over there, trying to encourage the public to
Right.
get fit and get in shape. And I've heard positive feedback from this, from folks that have been attending those events. But tell us a little bit about what's been happening over
Well,
there. And
right now, the classes, excuse me, the classes that we were teaching, I'm teaching the Pilates. I do circuit Pilates. And I have Miss V. She is the Zumba instructor. She teaches as well. And we had a HIIT fitness instructor that was teaching. Her position has been recently phased out. Over the last year, it has not shown any growth and no improvement in that class. So that position was decided upon to be phased out. We normally have a sign-in list, but again, with her particular class that she teaches, a lot of times she would have 1 or 2 people, sometimes no people. So looking at that over the last several months, it's just not beneficial to pay for that if no one's benefiting from the services. With the Zumba class, the Zumba instructor, Miss V, she came with a class. She came with a large following, and she's very successful in her classes, and they're continuing to grow. Even with the advertisement on the City of Pinson's Facebook page, her classes have continued to grow. My classes have continued to grow since I started a year ago. I've had up to 25 people in the class, but I've had as few as 5 people in the class. It just depends on the day of the week. Mondays are my best classes. I can have 15 or 20 people. So those are the 2 classes that are current right now. I did have a proposal that I did talk with Eric, and he's been great. He's been very helpful. He's been my recent go-to person that has been very helpful to me. And I wrote a proposal for a fitness program or fitness class for the seniors. That's the only thing that you don't have. Our classes are offered in the evening time. Your seniors want to get out in the morning. They want to get out in the morning, get everything done, be home at a certain time. So we want to propose something for the seniors to come in the morning, to get fit, to exercise, do everything they need to do, and they're home at a decent time and not having to deal with traffic in the nighttime. So I do have an instructor that is wanting and desiring to teach that morning seniors class. And so I'm waiting on that to come across your desk or to get approval about that. So those will be the 3 that I believe that will continue to be beneficial. The Zumba, of course, and the Pilates, and adding on the Senior Fit class program for the seniors.
okay. So currently, how many classes a week are we doing now?
I normally do 2 classes a week.
Okay.
I changed my classes because of the renovation to the Rock School. So I changed those classes to Saturday, which Saturdays are not going to really work because you have a lot of paid event on Saturdays. And so, of course, they come first. My classes are on Saturdays, but they're normally in the mornings. But again, Saturdays are usually paid events, so I've got to play around with the dates of making up those 2 classes. But the Zumba instructor and myself, we normally teach 2 classes a week. Right now, I'm going to be back down to one class until I can figure out what will be better for me to teach to get the second class. I'm a full-time nurse. I work day shift Monday through Friday, so this is a second job for me, so I can't dedicate 100% of my time. So I do have to figure out what days will be better for me to get my 2 days a week in. Okay. So 2 days a week per instructor. I'm not really sure about the senior class right now. That hasn't been approved yet, but I'm sure it would be possibly 2 days a week in the morning, 9 or 10 o'clock.
Okay. Were there other questions or?
No, I like you, I've heard very good things about the classes. I've not been to one, obviously. Sorry, I like to eat. And I've heard very good things, and I'm sure everybody enjoys them, and I think they're a great thing for our city. I would love to hear more of your ideas.
Okay.
And, maybe we have a work session at some point and talk about it a little bit more and figure out where it goes from there.
Okay.
I think it's a great thing for our community to be able to get out and do.
And what I've noticed just talking to other people in different places, Gardendale, Trussville, all of these places, they have these fitness programs as health and wellness. That is what we're going to now, health and wellness. And all of these cities have these programs for the seniors and bingo and exercise and all these things. I feel like the city of Pinson should have that and more. And I want to help bring that to the city of Pinson, health and wellness. I want us to be able to have everything that we need here and not have to go outside to Trussville or Gardendale for anything. So if the seniors want more health and wellness, I think we should bring that to them. If the citizens want more health and wellness, we have the instructors, we have the ability, we have the knowledge, we have the education, and we can do that. So I want to bring that here.
This in?
Well, I agree. If, what, have you heard any, what's feedback you hear about why people are not attending? We don't know, or is it the economy now, or is it?
So
Well,
that
they
was
are
the one
It was
class
just
that
one
was your
class.
high
It
impact
was
class?
just one class, and that was a HIT
So-
fitness class. That particular class is more like a boot camp class. That class, I didn't even take that class. I'm at a certain age where I have bad knees, and so that class is more for your 20 and teens. And so a lot of people were not attending those classes. What I see a lot of people attending are the Zumba classes. People love the Zumba classes. People love the Pilates. Pilates is going to give you your high intensity. It's going to give you your stretching. It's going to give you your different type of levels of fitness. I didn't see a lot of good feedback with the HIT fitness, the boot camp classes. People were just not interested in that. And so that's one of the reasons that was phased out. Again, I don't see the city paying for that if we regularly don't have people to attend.
Right.
But with the Zumba and with the Pilates, the numbers speak for themselves. And we have sign-in lists or sign-in sheet that everybody signs when they get there. And those lists speak for themselves. Those lists are full. Most of the time, those lists are full.
And what's the hours and dates on them again?
For the Zumba class, it's Wednesday and Thursday evenings from 6 to 7, and she's going to be doing one Tuesday a month from the same time from 6 to 7 p.m. And my classes are normally 2 days a week from 6 to 7. I do Monday. I was doing Monday and Thursday, but again, I changed the Thursday to Saturday because of the renovation, but I was told the Saturday is going to be off as well. So I've just got to pick another day in the week. But they're evening classes. That's the reason that seniors class is going to be so beneficial for our seniors. I believe once we get the seniors involved, I believe the numbers are going to be through the roof. They want to get out, they want to exercise, they want to interact, have that social interaction, and I believe those classes will be really good for them, and they'll be morning classes.
Are we advertising at all on it?
It's on
It's
our
on the
city
sign,
site
and we've
now.
done some advertising on the Facebook page as well.
John, you want to go?
And I get a lot of students that come in and they have seen it on the website, they've seen it on Facebook, they've seen it on the marquee out there. So myself and the Zumba instructor, Ms. V, we get a lot of people come in from the advertisement.
Okay.
So again, the senior program not been approved yet, but if we can get that approved, we can definitely advertise it on our end. I know the city does some advertisement, but I push it. I push it on every platform. I just push it everywhere I can.
Yeah, I think it definitely warrants some more discussion.
Yeah, I was going to suggest, I didn't know if perhaps you could get with Mr. Winfrey and y'all were going to look at some facilities and dates and times and things. And perhaps you could put together a short proposal for the council to kind of, your vision, because you talked about a program and that sort of thing about what you might have in
Right,
mind.
what the
kinda
future
let's
would
see.
hold. What does it look like? Like, what can we call it? Is this a thing? Is this something that can grow? Is it a future for it? So I would like to do that, and I think Eric would be the great person to help me with that. Again, he has started helping me so far. He's put some things in place that actually should have been put in place before now. So we are getting the rules and regulations. You want the guidelines. You want things to be correct and in order. So that's what he's been helping me do, getting the order together.
Excellent. So we look forward to that. Like I say,
Okay.
put that together there for us, and it's nice we have a few days to look over things before our meetings and stuff. So hopefully, Eric can get with you on the timelines for that sort of thing, and
Great.
look forward to having you come back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Excellent. Was there anyone else that needed to speak tonight before we close out? Being none seen, I think it's time for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The meeting, and I did not hit the gavel before.